Good evening, everyone. It's Sunday night, and you know what time it is. Oh yeah, it's time for another Monday Market Report, where we highlight some of the biggest and brightest post-1950 modern coins that sold for this week, for the week ending July 7th, 2019. It was all about patriotism. It was extremely busy coin week for it supposed to be being one of the quieter times of the year for coins. The month of June was simply unbelievable. Unbelievable. And then we're kicking off July in quite the same place, to be absolutely honest. So before we get started, of course, I gotta do my good old YouTube thing, and that's talk about my channel. If you haven't done so, subscribe. Hit the bell for instant notifications, as I will be doing giveaways all summer long. I have one that's going to be going live tomorrow. So if you haven't joined up, make sure you do so. So that way you were one of the first people to get the inside track on all the newest Patreon and subscriber giveaways. It's just my way of giving back to the community. So I want to thank everyone for joining, for all the views and support for the past 8 years. So how about we go ahead and dive in to what is typically one of the slower weeks of the year, okay, and with good reason. Last week, the last week of June, was the time of the month that marked the Legend Regency auction. Okay, this one was number 33 in a long line of Legend Regency auctions. So we're going to talk about a few coins that were highlighted on there, quite a few of them. It's hard to tell that the market is slowed down for the summer because some of these prices are robust. It'll make your head spin. Oh yes. In addition, next week we have the Heritage Auctions Florida Fun sale that takes place in Orlando, July 11th to the 14th. So between that Legend auction and this one coming up here that's hosted by Heritage Auctions, we have this 1 week supposed lull in the coin market, but based off of what I've seen here, based off of all the market activity, it was anything else but soft. So let's go ahead and talk about a few coins that sold on eBay. All right, the first coin I wanted to bring up is this absolutely stunning 1943 Lincoln Steel Cent. Now this one right here, graded Pcgs Mint State 68. It's one of the finest around. And this one sold July 5th of 2019 in the amount of $3,584. Still a huge market for these coins at this grade level. If you want something a little bit more affordable, okay, the 67 is another great choice. You'll probably spend a mere fraction of what this example sold for here. More than likely, this is going to go into a registry set somewhere on down the line. At this grade level, I would say it's not really investable. I really don't see the price going up on these unless there were no more to be graded at the 68 level. Aside from that, it is a stunning coin. Very clean, generally mark free, you know, free from any planchet defects that I could foresee. So this is a really nice coin. So we have one other coin that's on the good old eBay list here, and it's a 2019 West Point Lincoln Cent. Of course, these were included in the 2019 uncirculated mint sets that was released by the mint about a month ago. This particular example was graded NGC Mint State 70 full red. It's a perfect grade, ladies and gentlemen, highest of the high. This is what they call the first day of issue label. All right, so it's got that moniker on there, and it is also signed by the shield side artist. Okay, so the reverse of the coin with the shield is by creator Lyndall Bass, so it's got her signature on there, as well as an extra added bonus. This one sold on eBay July 2nd, 2019, an amount of $5,000. Yes, you heard that right, $5,000. As a matter of fact, these coins in a perfect 70 red, the NGC graded coins have been selling between $5,000 and $8,000. Okay, as more of these enter the marketplace, obviously that's going to soften up all of the mint state 70s. as an extra added perk, okay, these coins have the possibility of finding a proof-like designation when you go to send it in. So if it has kind of like that Frosty Devices look to it, the relief, with a little bit of a polished field in there, then you might have something that might grade that extra level. Okay, those have sold in excess of $10,000. So for whatever reason, I think just the release of the West Point Minted Coins program for this year by the US Mint has been nothing short of brilliant. It has infused and injected a whole lot of desirability in some of these coins at the highest grade level. Okay, so bravo guys. Thank you for giving us this program and giving us the West Point Quarters program as well. We've enjoyed it so far. So let's go ahead and talk about a few Great Collections auction listings. Of course, you know, Great Collections will only put up some of the most marquee of coins when they don't have, when they're not kind of conflicting or competing against another big auction by some of the bigger companies like Heritage, Legend, and David Lawrence. So there's not a whole lot of expensive, high quality modern coins to discuss from Great Collections, but there are a few nonetheless, and we're going to go ahead and start it off with this 1986 D Lincoln Cent. This one is hammered at NGC Mint State 69 red. It is just a little tick away from being a perfect 70. All right, so 69 red. How much can you expect to sell that coin for? Well, this example right here sold for $1,096.88. Pretty nice coin. Pretty nice coin. Not my personal cup of tea. You know, the coin looks like it was struck by you know, somewhere in the mid to late die stage type of look of die. You know, a little bit of deterioration going on there in that particular die, just based on some of the mushiness of the strike. But aside from that, it's a relatively clean, nice, pleasing, and very presentable example for that registry set. So the next coin that I wanted to discuss here tonight from Great Collections is a 1964 D Roosevelt Dime. Okay, very seldom do I talk about Roosevelt Dimes on these Monday market reports, but when one comes up, it gives cause to pause, because this one is really nice and it's all original. It's crusty. The toning on this example, a little bit on the dark side, but it's a coin nonetheless that you know has never been played with. It's spent some time in an album or an old envelope for many years, but this one right here graded PCGS Mint State 67 plus with the full torch designation. That simply means that when you flip the coin over to where you have the torch and the olive sprigs, that you're going to have a fully defined struck line separating both the top set of bands and the bottom set. So you gotta have that line that goes all the way across. So this one is also QA certified. QA is a company that certifies modern coins. Traditionally, anything like post like 1975, they would consider it a QA. It is also toned, you know, again, kind of on the terminal side of things, a little bit dark, not a whole bunch of color. But this coin nonetheless sold for $1,215 on Great Collections this evening. Pretty pleasing coin. Alright, so we have one more coin that I want to discuss from Great Collections. Okay, it's not the highest priced coin, but it's worth mentioning. Okay, it's a 1972 Kennedy half-dollar. This one, not particularly lustrous. I would say it came from a mint set because it's got that traditional kind of like mint set haze. Like if you were going to rub a finger across a coin, you would probably pull up some of that old haze on there. All right, that white film. Not particularly pleasing by any collector's standards because it mutes down the beautiful lustrous fields of the coin, but this one right here was a PCGS Mint State 67, and this one sold on Great Collections for $956.25. You know, again, a tougher date because this era of coin isn't particularly known for its good strikes and its good quality. Okay, during the early and mid 70s, things were kind of lackadaisical on the quality control front of the US Mint. So let's go ahead and talk about some select auction pieces from the Legend Regency auction. This is number 33. This one was, again, hosted by Legend in Las Vegas, Nevada at the Cosmopolitan. Okay, and this auction was on June 27th. I never had the opportunity to talk about this last week on that Monday market report, just because of, you know, the uptrend in activity all around. So I went ahead and kind of made a compilation of some of the big hits from this particular auction that you guys are going to want to know about. Okay, so the first coin on the list is a 1958 Lincoln Wheat Cent. Okay, this one is particularly nice. It has the plus grade designation at Mint State 67 plus, full red, and again, it's a PCGS graded coin. This one sold for $6,756.25. So the price differentiation between a regular 67 to a 67 plus, while it's kind of like a half a point grade tick higher, all right, really makes a huge difference in the value of some of these 1950s and 1960s Lincoln cents. Okay, keep that in mind. The coin exhibits a really nice, pleasing surface. You know, I was kind of on the fence of whether or not this is a 67 or if it deservedly needed that plus designation. But at the end of the day, okay, the powers that be voted for the plus designation on this coin, and it showed in a huge way. Okay, some lucky winner snagged this one for $6,700 plus dollars. It's a nice example, not too bad. So we're going to jump into a different denomination here, and we have a 1955 D Jefferson Nickel, one of my perennial favorite kind of dates in coins. Okay, mostly in part for the nickels because they're extremely difficult to find with any sort of cartwheel luster, number one. Okay, number two, the strikes on these, well, how can I put it lightly? They just plain sucked. All right, the U.S. Mint did not really do a good job at re-engraving these dies for 1955. Okay, and that's why they're tough to find with full steps. All right, so this example right here is a Denver Mint example, first and foremost. It's a PCGS Mint State 65 with full steps. So it's a 65. It's kind of like that middle grade of Mint State type. And this one sold for $2,350, okay, which I feel like it's worth every nickel, every penny, yeah, because it's just an overall tough date with that full steps designation. So there you go. So we have another really tough one here. It's a 57 Jefferson Nickel, okay, same boat as the 55, not quite to the caliber of that, but this one is a PCGS Mint State 66 plus with full steps, and this one sold on Legend for $3,407.50. Quite nice coin right here, and a tough one. Same boat, tough to find in a relatively good strike. All right, so that's the one there. So we're going to leapfrog the dimes and go into the Washington quarters, and we have a 1952 Washington quarter that you see here. This one is a PCGS Mint State 67 plus. It is also CAC certified, which is a separate certification company that simply audits the original grade given by an NGC or PCGS. So this one right here, okay, they believe it is genuinely a 67 plus, so it's like double certified almost. This one is a bomb. Okay, you don't see coins of this grade for 52, 53. It's tough. Okay, it's just a tough date all around to find anything over Mint State 66, and as a result, this one brought home $21,150. Just comprehend that, $21,000 for what is typically a common date, even in just kind of brilliant, uncirculated, you know, fresh out of a BU roll grade coin. Okay, it's tough. All right, tough, and just to find one in acceptable condition above Mint State 65 is absolutely rare. And this one, you know, brought home all the cake. All right, and the new owner is going to eat it up for a nice addition to a registry set. So coming up next, okay, we have another quarter here for you. This one is a 58D. Okay, I guess we could kind of understand why this one's on the list. This one has some radioactive, really brilliant toning that really sets it off. It is a PCGS Mint State 67 Plus, and it's also CAC certified. The grade, definitely a huge part of the actual valuation of the coin. I was more than a little surprised that this one only sold for $6,168.75. We are talking, a later 1950s quarter in which some of the higher grades are more readily available. But finding one with this level of toning is just not... It's just not, out there. Okay, there's not enough pieces to meet the demand for the toner lovers and also the registry set collectors that enjoy and covet some of these higher grade pieces. So we have a 1958 D Franklin Half-Dollar coming up next over here. All right, and this one is absolutely beautiful as well. I mean, take a look at the reverse of this one. Okay, we could understand why coins like this are highly sought after. Anything with any sort of originality in that toning or that colorization on there is simply sublime. Okay, and that's what collectors and specialists want out of their coins. Something that exudes something extraordinary over just a blast white coin. This one right here is a PCGS Mint State 66 Plus. This one is also full bell lines, so it's got that fully defined strike, the lines on the reverse of the coin, and it's also CAC certified. This one brought home $3,407.50. And how would you guys like to see an unusual addition to the list? All right, I've shown you up to this point some really cool coins that finished on Legend Regency's number 33 auction, and we're going to cap it off with a coin that we don't traditionally see as being a really expensive or rare example. Okay, and that's the 1979p Susan B. Anthony dollar that you see on screen. Okay, now it helps a little bit that this is the wide rim variant. Okay, the way that you could tell that this is a wide rim is that the line that is closest to the 9 in the date, okay, the second 9, is really close. So if you compare the wide rim to a narrow rim, you're going to see on the narrow rim that line is much further away. So that's how you could tell on these coins. This one is a PCGS Mint State 67, all right? And you guys are probably asking me, how tough can it be to find a 67? Well, it's extremely tough. Okay, we're talking late 70s US Mint production, all right? It wasn't the best around, obviously, and then when you get into the 1980s, it's worse yet. So finding one in grades above Mint State 65 out of a US Mint package or out of a BU roll, again, really tough. So with all that extra hard work of getting it graded and finding it, the seller made $2,056.25, and there you go, guys. Those are a few of my selections from the Legend Regency auctions. Okay, if you want to check out more information, okay, they do an auction about once every 3 months, and it's legendauctions.com. Okay, they sell a ton of really nice material, a lot of high grade caliber investment coins, and these selections of modern coins are nothing short of superior in the marketplace. So I want to thank you guys for joining in on this Monday market report. Over $57,000 between 11 coins represented on this list today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Would love to hear your comments. What did you like about some of the coins? What didn't you like? How do you feel about the market today? I'm telling you, if you have the opportunity to put some coins out into the marketplace that are of this caliber, now's probably a time to do it. Okay, all of a sudden there's this kind of influx of collectors and investors that are coming out and they're opening their wallets and they're writing their checks or they're sending out their wire transfers to own a few of these examples. All right, a couple of things I wanted to stress. If in the event that you are looking to monetize on some of these coins in your collection, okay, you got to keep in mind every single coin I talk about on the list today are graded. Okay, whether it's PCGS or NGC. You want to keep in mind that you gotta have the ability to send it off to the graders first before you can consign with an auction house. Okay, some of my favorites, great collections. Legend is absolutely amazing. Stack's Bowers and Heritage Auctions are all in my top list of favorite auction houses that you should consider if you are going to send these coins. Keep in mind, every single auction house I talked about, they want graded coins. All right, they do not survive without your graded high-end examples. So if you have them and you want to sell them while the market is robust, now might be the time to do it. So I want to thank everyone for joining in on this Monday Market Report for the week ending July 7th. We are off to a blistering hot start to July. Typically this time of year, again, slow. It's supposed to be slow, right? But it's anything but. So there's market forces at work that's kind of uplifting all of the coin sales, whether it's classic or it's modern. But rest assured, if you got it, now might be the time to sell it. You never know. It might slow down at the end of the year. It might do a complete 180 and slow down at a time when it's supposed to be hot. So anyways, I'm your host Sean with Blue Ridge Silverhound. Thank you guys again. Like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell for instant notification if you haven't done so. Okay, stay tuned for the giveaway of that night. What is it, 1837, let's see, 1836 lettered edge half-dollar that I'll be giving away tomorrow evening. All right, so make sure you pop a comment in on the original giveaway video from last Sunday. Okay, but I'll be doing my giveaway tomorrow evening, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Make sure you're there or not. You don't have to be present to win, but make sure you go ahead and comment in on that original video to put your name in the hat, so to speak, for this coin. So I want to thank everyone for joining in. You guys have a wonderful start to your week, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.